Very warm greetings to the learners. This is Dr. Meenakshi. As you remember, in the previous session, we learned how to prepare, how to construct a control chart for number of defects per unit. And from your screen also, you can have a very good recap how we did that. We used two different approaches to prepare the control chart. And in the first approach we did use the sample size individually separately, but in the second approach we use the average sample size. Okay, so I have used the same Excel sheet so that we can do the calculations here. For this problem, we can see there are 2 points which are crossing the upper control limit, the point 11 and point 23. So the first step is I will just relocate the both charts. I'll just drag them down. Now we have already relocated the charts. Now the next step is to do what? We have understood that from this problem that we attempted in the session, that for preparing the U chart using both the approaches, we found that the control chart for the number of defects indicated that the process is not under statistical control. There are some assignable causes present in the process, and the sample corresponding to the 11th and the 23rd day are outside the upper control limit. Now what we have to do, we have to bring the process in statistical control, and it is very important to investigate the assignable causes that have created this sort of an out of control condition, and we have to take a corrective action to eliminate such causes. So first of all, what we'll do, we will highlight the 2 points which were actually showing the out of control values. So what I'll do, I'll highlight the point 11, and which was the next one, it was 23rd, selecting the 23rd. Now you'll see why it was like that. The values corresponding to your upper control limit and the lower control limit, they were indicating that these values were basically crossing the values from the upper control limit. Here it was 0.27 as an upper control limit, but it was 0.3 in the U value, and here also 0.31, which is again exceeding. So the first thing first is here to find out the new upper control limit. So here I will write down U bar new. Okay, so as you remember from our previous sessions also, how did we calculated U bar value? We calculated U bar value by finding out the ratio of the total number of defects minus the total number of the defects within the discarded sample, and dividing it by the average sample size minus the sample size including the number of defects. I'm using here the average sample size in the denominator. You can try on your own for the separate or the individual sample points, right? That will be an exercise for you to do. So using the formula here, formula will be U bar new is equal to your total number of defects. So how did we indicate total number of defects? With the help of the sum that we have found here is 168. Okay, minus it will be sum of 11th day value plus the 23rd day value. Okay, after that we'll divide it by the average sample size I'm taking here. So I'll take the total sum of the sample size here minus the sum of the points for 11th and the 23rd day. This is 38. Okay. Right. Just put so this is the value of U bar new, and with the help of this value we'll be able to calculate the new upper control and lower control limits. But before that you have to put a dollar sign so that you can get uniform values for rest of the sample. Okay, that's it. Now finding out the upper control limit for UCL new and LCL new. Okay, UCL new value is found with the help of the formula U bar new plus 3 into square root of U bar new divided by your n bar value. Why? Because here I'm using the second approach, taking the average sample size. You can try on your own using the sample size individually or separately for each and every sample point given, right? That could be an exercise for you to do. And for lower control limit, again the formula will be minus your upper bar new minus 3 into square root of U bar divided by n bar value, right? So this way we were able to find out the lower control limit, but there is still something need to be done here. We have to put a dollar sign so that we'll be able to get uniform values for rest of the samples. Here also for the lower control limit, uniformity for the data points is required, and for that purpose we'll be putting the dollar sign. So this way we were able to prepare the new control limits, and if we can write here the revised control limits, right? So basically what we did, we prepared revised control limits. U bar new is your central line, sorry, this is your central line. Okay, now just selecting these three values and dragging it down. This is what we needed, the revised limits. I'll just put a gap here. Okay, now we have to prepare a new control chart, which is the revised control chart, and for that purpose what I have to do, I have to select the number of defects per meter fabric along with the revised control limit values that we have just calculated. I'll just copy these values and try to paste it here. Okay, now why did I use the values in separate table? Because if I'll delete these 2 points which are out of control, right, what will happen? The rest of the data points which are there, they'll be disturbed and will be tampering all the data. So it is very easy, very convenient to do it here separately. I'll just select the 4 values here, then I'll go to the insert option, select line graph, and here is, I'll just expand this. Just dragging it here. You can see removing the grid lines, you can see we had 2 points, point 11 and point 23, which were crossing the upper control limit. Here both the discarded points, the small d which we used to call the discarded sample points, have been removed by revising the control limits, right? Here you can see your lower control limit is a negative. What you can do, you can replace it with 0. Why? Because the negative values are not acceptable and you just have to replace it with 0. So after doing that, I am able to see the revised U chart or revised control chart for number of defects per unit. So what we did, we revised the control limits by removing those discarded sample points which were crossing the upper control line. So this U chart reveals that no points lie outside the control limits, and we may conclude very nicely that the process is under statistical control with respect to defects per meter. So I hope the session has been clear to you, but still if you have any suggestions, doubts or queries, feel free to write on the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe the channel for being the continuous learner in this learning endeavor. Thank you and have a nice learning experience.